Small town strip clubs linked to sex trafficking, prostitution, and drug use. That's a reality right here in Wisconsin.
The I-Team's Casey Geraldo found out Dodge County law enforcement, lawmakers, and neighbors are all struggling to ward off illegal activity there. Casey?
That's right, Steve. These clubs are open and operating legally, but law enforcement tell us what goes on inside may not be. Now they're trying to kick crime out of town, but there's very little even town governments can do. By all accounts, Kleiman, Wisconsin is just the kind of town the Chihuahuas planned to raise their kids in.
Small town, hometown, feel.
2 blocks away, just past the church, is the hardware store.
I always told him if he ever said he was going to the hardware store, I always needed a receipt. I didn't want him going to that one.
Because this is not that kind of hardware store.
What goes on there, I don't agree with.
2 blocks from the family's home and their children, this hardware store is a strip club.
It's scummy. It's dirty.
Mentioned in this federal complaint as a place where prostitution and sex trafficking have occurred. When you found out what those allegations were, what did you think?
Horrible.
Yeah.
Dodge County Sheriff Dale Schmidt says it's more common than you might think.
Yes, we have pimps here in Dodge County.
People like Christopher Childs, who is federally charged with sex trafficking involving force, fraud, and coercion, involving at least 4 Wisconsin women.
A perfect example of somebody who uses intimidation and violence to keep his girls quiet.
The criminal complaint says agents have been investigating him and others for forcing women into commercial sex acts, some inside Dodge County clubs like the hardware store. Childs, who is not employed by the club, told the court in June he's not guilty. Schmidt believes there are more of these cases.
There are people out there who know what's going on, who certainly have information for us, and they don't always bring it forward to us. There are people certainly who are doing their best to keep it quiet.
He says not enough people report crimes he believes are happening behind these doors, including the people in charge.
They know full well what's going on inside their establishments, and for those that say they don't, I just don't buy it, and the public shouldn't either.
An attorney for the Dodge County clubs says in a statement, the local officials and my firm have warned these clubs to ramp up their vigilance and to scrupulously cooperate with law enforcement to make sure that the lawful businesses they operate are not exploited by criminals who seek to prey upon their entertainers. The clubs have responded. Schmidt tells us this issue goes beyond Dodge County. According to Milwaukee's Human Trafficking Task Force, sex trafficking is in all 72 Wisconsin counties.
If the statutes aren't strong enough, let's take a look at that.
We caught up with State Senate Majority Leader Scott Fitzgerald on the 4th of July. He's pushing for a statewide bill to help small communities combat sex trafficking through liquor licenses.
If it's found that there's a seriousness there, that they should revoke the actual liquor license.
He hopes a bill could fix inconsistencies across the state. Right now, many small Wisconsin communities have no way of legally taking a club's liquor license. Others have demerit systems that give them more control.
By being able to control that liquor license and control the activities that go on inside those establishments, they can say, wait a minute, you've had prostitution in your establishment, or wait a minute, you're not calling 911.
All realities, Schmidt says he's fighting every day with the support of communities like Climate, where the Chihuahuas hope something will change soon.
This stuff happened, let's shut them down for a little bit.
If you believe you've seen suspicious or illegal activity, Schmidt urges you to call local police. He says the only way to send a message to people trafficking women and operating illegal businesses is to get enough information to prosecute them.
It is really hard even for investigators to see into this world. How did this start there?
Exactly. Like you said, this is a very underreported crime, and because of that, the Sheriff's Department has a tough time starting investigations, but one woman came forward, and since then, they've been able to start this investigation, and that is still going on in Dodge County right now.
Wow. Thanks for shedding light on this, Casey. Appreciate it.